Disturbing new trend popping up on the internet. Take a look at this.
Expecting people over the head, then they post their screams and
Vine lets you share video clips or snippets of your life.
Twitter announces Thursday, October 27, it will discontinue its Vine app in the coming months.
Twitter is killing off Vine, and one company is making a joke of it.
So what we were telling Vine is pay your creators.
The year is 2012. The Dark Knight Rises is released. The Coney documentary goes viral. Everyone thought the world was going to end, and the massive social media platform Vine was launched. 6 months later, Vine had 13 million users. 3 months after that, its users tripled, and at its peak, Vine had 200 million active monthly users watching more than 1.5 billion Vines every single day. At the time, Vine had more active monthly users than Pinterest and Snapchat, two companies that are still around today. Vine was the hot new social media platform on the block and came with unique features that no other social platform had at the time to make it more engaging and more addicting than any other social media platform that came before it. Vine was a video sharing platform that allowed users to share 6-second video clips. A lot of Vine was based on comedy sketches and was strikingly similar to the wildly popular app TikTok today. People would share videos on fashion, skits, dancing, and comedy. They gave rise to internet stars who are still famous today. One Hollywood producer even suggested adding Vine stars to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. With hundreds of millions of users at its peak, everywhere you looked, people were enamored with Vine stars and Vine videos. If you think that TikTok sounds awfully similar to Vine with short-form videos, you'd be exactly correct. So if Vine was so popular and TikTok is so similar, why was Vine discontinued in 2017? And why is TikTok thriving right now with such a similar concept? The path of Vine's collapse takes us down a road of money, a creator cartel secret meeting, product theft, and poor execution. Let's take it from the beginning. Vine was founded in June of 2012 by Dom Hoffman, Russ Yusupov, and Colin Kroll, originally as a way to easily cut and edit videos to share with friends and family, before morphing into the platform everyone knew and loved. The 6-second video, one of Vine's signature features, wasn't in the original design, as it began with no time limit. The founders soon found this video style too slow and not engaging enough, so they limited it to 6 seconds. What they did next seems like such a simple idea now, but at the time was revolutionary in increasing engagement and hooked users in. The problem with 6-second videos is that they're too short, so as soon as they start, the videos are over before you know it, and it's an anticlimactic finish. The founders added the feature to have the videos constantly loop upon ending, which was one of the defining features of the platform. This one tweak kept viewers more engaged and the Vines more shareable, as they would be easily able to be rewatched over and over again. Twitter instantly took note of this company and bought it for $30 million in October of 2012, just 4 months after it was founded, banking on the idea that short video paired perfectly with Twitter's product of short text. At the time, tweets were limited to 200 characters. Twitter officially released the platform in January of 2013 with overwhelming success. Millions of users flocked to download the app. Vine rapidly climbed the App Store charts, becoming the most downloaded app in the world, passing Candy Crush. Because the barrier for entry was so low and all you needed was a cell phone to record Vines, people were posting Vine after Vine, and word of mouth launched the app even further into mainstream culture. The video platform grew beyond the founders' wildest dreams. The founder states, "It immediately became clear that Vine's culture was going to shift towards creativity and experimentation." Little did they know that would be the downfall of Vine. It's here on Vine that some of the most famous internet stars of this generation were minted. These stars all originated on Vine to become the household names we know today. But what happened? How can a platform so successful and so innovative be shut down only 4 years after its initial record-breaking launch? The first reason has to do with the reason 100% of failed businesses have in common and led to a strange meeting of the Creator Cartel: money. With Vine, Twitter had a platform gaining momentum with hundreds of millions of users, but no way to monetize the platform. Almost all free social media platforms rely on one primary way to make money: advertising. Whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook, every single free social media platform sells space for advertisers to purchase. But Vine had no advertising platform, and although creators were able to grow a huge following on the platform, there was no way to monetize their audiences and no way for Vine to monetize their creators. As a result, when creators got large, they would move their audience base to YouTube and Instagram, where creators could monetize their audience. This is not a viable long-term strategy as it incentivizes creators to hop platforms, and with no creators, there's no reason for users to be on Vine. Vine was experimenting with sponsorships, but that was never a native solution into the platform, and it lacked the size and scale of many of the other social media platforms we see today. Another compounding issue is the difference between the type of platform Vine wanted to be and what it ended up being. The founders had the goal to make Vine a social media platform, not an entertainment platform. There are two main types of social media platforms from a user perspective: user-driven connection platforms and creator-driven entertainment platforms. User-driven connection platforms are like Facebook and Instagram, where although there is entertainment there, when it launched, it was a way to connect and share photos and posts with your friends. If your friends weren't on it, you weren't on it. Creator-driven entertainment platforms are like YouTube. You go on YouTube to be entertained, regardless of if your friends are on YouTube or not. Vine was meant to be a place for people to share short clips of their life with friends, but what quickly evolved was a small number of creators pumping out lots of content that a majority of users would watch passively. Vine wanted to be like Facebook and Instagram, where you would post things to your friends, but it ended up being like YouTube, where you would go there to watch, not to post. This stark disconnect meant that because most users were consumers and a very small group of people were the creators who are not making any money on the platform, these players held all the power, which led to the creation of the Creator Cartel. And with the Creator Cartel entered the secret meeting that would change the fate of Vine forever. In the fall of 2015, 18 of the top 50 Vine creators gathered in a room in Los Angeles to hold a secret meeting to discuss the future of Vine and issue an unprecedented ultimatum. After posting on Vine and generating millions of views on the platform without getting paid, Marcus Johns, boasting 6.1 million followers, and Peaks, boasting more than 3.1 million followers, organized the meeting of the top Vine stars to collude on a special proposal. They demanded Vine pay each one of the creators $1.2 million each for 3 Vines per week, valuing each posted Vine at $8,000. If Vine didn't agree to these terms, the creators would walk away from the platform forever. But this resentment towards the platform that turned all these creators famous was brewing for years as the platform lacked features the creators desperately wanted. Creators wanted comment filters to prevent spam and abuse. They wanted the ability to add links to Vine captions and more advanced editing tools. Peaks even went as far as calling out the employees at Vine. And with these problems brewing for years with no updates, the Vine Creators Cartel set their plan in motion to finally make money from the platform they spent years building up and marched into the Vine headquarters with their demands. The company initially seemed receptive to pay, but after some negotiations and discussions, it was very clear the deal was not going to happen. One Vine star states, "At that point, we knew Vine was dead." Another states, "This app will die. We're the ones driving the views." Vine star after Vine star bashed the platform they once called home. In one fell swoop and one meeting, the top Vine creators left the platform in masses. Some moved to Instagram and Snapchat, while others continued to grow their audiences on YouTube. At this point, Vine was burning $10 million a month to run the platform and pay its employees. With no money and the exodus of its top creators, the platform rapidly fell into disarray. But that wasn't the only reason it failed. Another reason is also one at the heart of business and capitalism: competition. At its core, almost every company has something called a unique selling proposition and moat. The unique selling proposition is what your company or product does that no other product can do. And your moat is essentially your competitive advantage your business has that nobody else has. In the case of Vine, their unique selling proposition was their capitalization on short looping videos. When Vine launched in 2012, social media was an extremely different world than it is today. Instagram was photos only, YouTube Shorts were not a thing, TikTok wouldn't be available for years, and Snapchat was in its infancy. Because of this, Vine was in the best possible position to capture the short-form video market. However, companies like Facebook and Google were so large and had so much money, they could easily copy short-form video on their platforms and arguably do it bigger and better due to their existing user base. And that's exactly what they did. Shortly after Vine's success, Instagram's kiss of death was launching the ability to post videos. Instagram video was the beginning of the end, one former executive says. Vine didn't move fast enough to differentiate. In October of 2016, when Vine shut down, Instagram had more than 600 million users, 3 times what Vine had at its peak, and was able to use their existing user base to essentially render Vine useless. Vine no longer had any unique features that other social media platforms didn't have. To make the issue even worse, Vine was owned by Twitter, whose stock price was falling at the time to the lowest price it's ever been, meaning they didn't have the cash necessary to support Vine, improve its features, nor keep their creators and users on the platform. On the other hand, Instagram, which was acquired by Facebook more than 5 years earlier, had the necessary means to invest in Instagram and grow its features to outmatch Vine. With no money flowing into Vine from the Twitter parent company and no reason to develop the platform and product, Vine was left to rot and die. But all was not lost for short-form video content platforms. As from the mistakes of Vine rose a phoenix in TikTok, the latest social media platform taking the world by storm. You can see how from a very similar concept as Vine, but much better execution, led to the death of one video platform and the meteoric rise of another. If you like hearing about the ins and outs of business, finance, learning about business models and how to make money, this is the channel for you.